What's up, guys? It's your boys Awoki back out with some more of the Chris Watts case content, and today we're looking at some interesting things in the discovery that are pretty much red flagged, and we're going to be looking at more when it comes to the case itself, and just things that overall just kind of make your head question, and you're kind of like, that doesn't seem right. There's a lot of things I was reading through the discovery. I only got to like 400 to 500 pages today. I'm just rereading and stuff like that, just to kind of see things that might be like red flagged and so forth. That pretty much, I want to say that Nicole Kessinger was caught red-handed. And there are people protecting her. Possibly family, possibly others, we don't know. But that's why we go through these videos, is to pretty much dig as much as we can to find all the stuff that we want to talk about. And I think this is a video that we would need to watch because you guys have been telling me I need to watch it. So we're going to be watching it right now of Zav Girl's video, Chris Watts' case. Very interesting things in the discovery. And with you guys at home watching, I would surely appreciate you guys if you guys could do me a solid favor and subscribe to the YouTube channel by hitting that white bar icon down at the bottom right. Hit that bell icon next to it, so when I do post videos like this one, you guys will get that little ring notification that I posted that video, and then you guys can watch, comment, like, and share. And again, thank you so very much for the love and support that you guys do on this channel. I can't thank you guys enough. One thing I'm asking, if you guys could comment your thoughts, your theories, your opinions down below right now, because I'm going to go and read through them and make a video of complete comments that you guys write. And we're going to make a video on just that. Pretty much giving shout outs to the people that write down in the comments, letting and seeing all the people that enjoy the content, for one, want this case to be reopened, and to find and seek justice on this case. So we're going to make a video on it. With that being said, go over to Zav Girl, go give her some love, subscribe, comment, like, and share. Definitely give this girl some love. And with that being said, let's look at the video.
I'm going to read you a couple parts as I'm going through the discovery again. And
myself.
I was just trying to pick out some interesting parts that I found kind of interesting. So I just wanted to share them with you all. Okay, so the first one is Detective Baumhofer said, while speaking with Nathan is Chris's neighbor. Okay, so while speaking with Nathan, I learned he had observed Watts walk out his side gate and leave in their white Lexus that was parked down the street east from his residence. Nathan said Watts did this when Shanann was visiting family in North Carolina. I asked Nathan if he had provided this information in a previous interview with an officer or agent, to which he replied no. So, I know a lot of you guys already knew that, but there are some new people.
I didn't know that he was going out the side. So that means he was going through the back, would come out the side, walk down the street, so that the sensor or the Vivint security system didn't alert. Wow.
That are starting to follow this case that maybe aren't aware of this little detail that I find kind of interesting, that Nate, said that Chris was parking that Lexus down the street when Shanann was gone, in North Carolina.
What if he was parking that Lexus down the street and Nicole was also in the car? Because she said, Nicole did say that she rode in that car a few times.
Which is kind of weird. Like, why was he parking it down the street? There's some theories of, some people think he was doing that so NK could pull her car right in the garage, maybe at night or something, where nobody could see her and hurry up and pull in the garage real quick and shut the door so she could, get in the house without anybody seeing her. Some people say, maybe it's
possible.
He even just had her with him, and so she could get out of the car and maybe going the back way without anybody seeing her. I'm trying to think what are some of the other theories.
But there was another video that we heard Chris state that the back windows on the basement were unlocked. All you had to do, it wasn't that they were locked, but all you had to do was like flip or flick something, and then the window would open up. So how do we know that Nicole didn't do that and get in the house some way, shape, or form, and was there helping clean up, helping something? Again, we can't state for facts because we don't have that evidence, but that's why we're trying to put this evidence together. But another thing that would help is to talk to NK.
Or what people are thinking why he was parking her Lexus down the street. Oh, that's another reason. Maybe he could be leaving without people realizing that he's leaving. You know what I'm saying? He could sneak out the back or whatever, then walk some back way to the car.
Well, he said in July he went to Nicole's house. So he couldn't have taken his work truck because they literally said that the GPS would tell the owners of Anadarko that, hey, he's using his work truck and he's not working. So he had to have taken the Lexus to Nicole's house, and he didn't want Shanann seeing that he was taking the car all the time.
Car, and then take off and go to NK's at whatever time he wants, you know, how many times a day, or, you know, out of all hours through the night, or whatever he wants, and nobody would realize he was leaving, maybe, you know, like he go sneak out the back, you know, walk around and then walk up and around and sneak into the car, and then so nobody's actually seeing the car pull out of his drive or him leave out the front door.
That's messed up.
So I don't know. Let me know what you guys think about that one.
But he wants out of prison.
Another one I wanted to read you is when one of the investigators talked to David and Bet, I think her name is. It looks like it's Bet, but I don't know if it's Betty. But anyway, it was that neighbor that...
Oh, Betty.
It was on the... You see on the videos, it talks about that gray truck.
That she saw.
You know, the one that's going to the gym in the morning. So... with the red car. Okay, so one of the investigators says, at approximately 10:50 hours, I met with the residents of blah, 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 David and Bet. Initially, I met with David at his front door and asked him about the car that appeared to leave his driveway at approximately 5:15 on 8/13. David said he normally leaves for work around 6:30 or 7. And on 8/13, he left around 7. Initially, David said no one else in the household left prior to him. I asked David if he saw Watts that morning, to which he stated he had not, but offered information about how Watts had parked his truck in the driveway several times recently when he normally parked in the street. So that's why I wanted...
So now it's several times that he's parked in the driveway? Who's this David? Because everybody else said that he only parked that one time backwards because he didn't want to wake up the girl, or that's why he didn't park in the garage or right next to the garage, because when he turned on his truck, he didn't want to alert the girls. But now several times he's backed that truck in.
To read you that is because that's kind of interesting, because if you remember going back through some of the interviews and texts and stuff, Shanann didn't let him park in the driveway or the garage because his truck leaked oil, I guess. So it's kind of weird, you know, she's gone and he's already breaking the rules on many levels. But so yeah.
And with her gone in North Carolina, he was probably backing the truck up because that's what he wanted. He wanted it to do. Maybe.
Yeah, so he's starting to park in the driveway. So I'm trying to think if... So he's parking his truck in the driveway. He's parking Shanann's Lexus down the street. What is going on with this guy, you know? Okay, so I told David a neighbor's security camera showed a car that appeared to leave his driveway around 5:15. David said the car was likely his wife's, as she normally leaves around 5 to 5:15 to go to the gym. Upon speaking with Bet, I learned that she left that morning on 8/13 at 5:15 and noticed Watt's truck with the lights on. She thought it was unusual because they're typically not on that early. Bet offered information about a barbecue they had around 1900 hours on Sunday evening on 8/12 and never heard or saw Bella or Celeste during that time. She did see Watts a couple times as he was cooking something on the grill, but the girls never appeared when he walked outside.
Cooking on the grill? They had frozen pizza.
So, for the ones that believe that the girls weren't alive at that time, that he had done it way prior, that's probably interesting to you. I still believe that they were alive when they went to the site, and that
they were, because we saw their shadows.
Do it at the site, whether NK was in there.
But the big thing that still red flags me big time is when he sits there and says they were strangled when they were not strangled, they were smothered. Because he counteracted it. First, one time he said smother, that he put the blanket over their faces. But then later, or before that, he said strangled. And they weren't strangled.
Or not, but I believe, just my opinion, that they actually were alive, you know,
we saw the
until
shadows.
He got to his work site. So, at least that's how I feel right now. But there's a lot of you that don't believe that, and that's totally fine. And so I just thought you would kind of find that interesting, that, you know, the girls never appeared when he was cooking. But, I mean, I guess that might not be that abnormal.
I mean, when I'm cooking on the grill, half the time my kids don't come out, so, or not even half the time, I'd say 90% of the time, they don't come out. So,
considering, you know, he was just cooking outside, maybe they were just inside. I don't know.
Why would he be cooking if they had frozen pizza? Because you see the girls eating, and then on his plate was pizza. Unless he was not eating the pizza and he was making his own food because he wanted to eat right, technically.
Just kind of found that interesting. Okay, so this is, oh yeah, okay. Okay, so this one, I must have skipped over the first time reading the Discovery, because I did not catch it the first.
That's why I keep rereading the Discovery, because I feel like I'm missing things. And then reading it, I'm like, oh.
Time. Okay, synopsis. On Wednesday, October 3rd, 2018, CBI field agent Greg Zettner contacted Cindy DeRosset via telephone to ask her questions about Thrive products. DeRosset indicated she would be willing to send a sample of the Thrive products to CBI for potential analysis in a lab setting. Action taken. On Tuesday, October 23rd, 2018, I received a sealed envelope in the mail from Cindy DeRosset. DeRosset said there are many Thrive products, but she said the samples she sent for testing are the core products everyone starts with and uses daily. DeRosset said the daily supplement routine is broken into 3 steps. The first are tablets taken first thing in the morning. The second step is a powder that is mixed into a fluid and drank about 20 minutes after taking the tablets.
They think that something inside the Thrive patches is what made Chris snap. I don't think that at all, because it just makes you have energy. It just makes you weight loss and have the energy to do your things throughout the day. What would it cause? Like side effects? I looked up. None of the side effects. I don't even think there is any much side effects, but the side effects were like earaches or something. Like it was something completely dumb. That is not what made, like, earaches made him murder. It's like, that's how dumb that people are trying to come up with this.
The third step is a patch that is worn on the body for 24 hours. DeRosset described the products as premium grade plant-based nutrients designed to fill nutritional gaps, deficiencies to get the body balanced and feeling like it should. Layman's terms, it's your multi on HD.
I wish I could feel
It's
that way.
the Ferrari of vitamins. The unopened package was placed into evidence at the Denver field office. So, wonder what they found out.
Or did they even test
those, you think they would, just to make sure that, you know, nothing in them could have played a part in the situation, but because they did.
What about that drink that Nicole gave Chris? She didn't drink it. She only made him one, and then he drank it.
Agent Greg Zettner called her, Cindy, to ask her about it, ask her about Thrive. So I wonder if they did test him and what they found out.
Probably
you
came up
know,
with nothing.
and I mean, I know when I talk about this, it's not that I'm ever saying or thinking that caused him to do that. I'm just saying that could have made him make some choices he might not otherwise have made, or maybe
the reason why he made the choices he made was because of NK.
Not that I'm not saying that, oh, everybody that takes Thrive is gonna do that, but there's always extenuating factors that play a part, you know. So it could be the Thrive mixed with lack of sleep, mixed with him having some narcissistic, you know, traits, mixed with him being manipulated and being infatuated by this NK, you know, mixed with him having financial issues. So all of that together,
I guarantee a lot of us, even as of right now, are having financial issues. We are doing things to better our lives, trying to eat right, drink right, all that stuff, make different relationship things with your spouse, your husband, your wife, your girlfriend, your husband, your whatever have you, but they're not murdering their family.
You know, was just mixed with his body chemistry, mixed with his neurobiology and his stupidity. You know, his biology, basically, his experiences, basically. I'm just saying that it could have kind of played a part in the bigger picture, okay? Not that alone, but that mixed with all this other stuff was just a recipe for, you know, disaster. I know
NK was the main ingredient for that disaster. I don't know how many times I gotta say that.
I'm not saying this to take any blame off of him. I'm just saying that could have played a little part. That could have been a factor in it, and you know, that's probably why they wanted to test the products, just to see like what kind of part that could have played. But like I said, I'm not saying that, you know, that caused that and that there's anything wrong with Thrive, and that people that take that, you know, oh, it could cause that, or, you know, that, I mean, that just could have been a factor that added to everything, you know. So, you know, that lack of sleep, like we've heard, he even mentioned it, and NK said, you know, he was barely sleeping. That in itself could have.
I have had lack of sleep. There are some days that I've had 3 hours of sleep. I'm not going to murder my family or sleep around with somebody else. It's redundant. I don't know if this will make sense. It's redundantly stupid. No, that's not right. It's ridiculously stupid that there are people that are trying to defend and give excuses for Chris's actions when that time that they are doing that could be used going after and looking at NK. The real reason why these murders happened. Because like Chris said, if it wasn't for NK being in his life, this probably would have never happened.
Some serious effects on your choices. Like I said, not saying there's any excuse. I feel like there still is something going on in his neurobiology and his
stupidity,
brain chemistry, and whatever. There's something going on mixed with his experiences and just, you know, like for instance, how he was brought up, his family life, and how his mom could have played a part. But just all these little things all came together to contribute to what happened, you know? So, I mean, I would like to know what they found out.
Do any of you guys that are watching think that anything with Thrive had a contribution to this case? I myself said no. I don't think any of that played a part whatsoever. I could be wrong. But again, we don't know because they tested it, but we don't have the results. Why can't we see the results?
When they tested that stuff. So maybe we'll be finding out soon. You never know. But all right, so that is all I wanted to read for this video, but I'm gonna keep going through the discovery and just trying to pick out any more little pieces that I find interesting and that, you know, even though we may have already heard it, that maybe things to refresh our memory, you know, things that we haven't thought about in a while about the case, because, you know, I've been studying this case since it happened, so it's like some of the stuff that I was looking into months ago, you know,
different perspective,
put on the back burner, you know, and I'm looking into this new stuff, so now I'm kind of going back to the old stuff, knowing what I know now from the new stuff, and then try to kind of see where it fits, knowing what I know now, you know, and seeing how it could kind of change with what I'm thinking, you know, like how I thought about it in the past, now knowing what I know, and I go over it, how it changes how I think about it now.
So some different interesting parts in the discovery with the whole thing with Chris parking down the street, him being seen going out the side. It would be very interesting to find out if some woman was seen before the murders took place, if she went through the back or what have you, or the side during the middle of the night, who knows, or I mean, during the whole month of July, he was pretty much at her house. So, of course, that would have been a lot easier to hide because he's there instead of at his house being recorded on the Vivint system, whatever have you, and so forth. So, again, definitely some consistencies, interesting things that she brought up. Like she said before, like me last year looking at this case, I see a whole bunch of different things myself now that I wish I would have known back then, because I would have been able to do a lot more before than now. That makes sense? Hopefully it does. But like I said, please let me know down in the comments, for all the people that are watching right now, your theories, your opinions, your whatever have you about this case. Again, please keep it positive, because I'm going to make a video up with your comments and read through them in a video. I've thought about doing it for a while, and I'm like, you know what? We're going to do it. I want to know what you guys think and read them and share amongst the Zawolkian family. So with that being said, I thank you guys very much. Please take care, be safe, and as always, keep nerding on. We'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.